Is there a way we can escape time, where we can escape death? Guru Nanak Dev Ji will help us to answer that question through the Mool Mantar. Guru Nanak Dev Ji tells us that one is Akaal Moorat. Akaal Moorat literally translates to timeless, beyond time. It comes from the word Kaal. Kaal can be translated to time or death. The Ara negates the word, translating it to beyond time or beyond death. And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji has also added the word Moorat to it. So if you look at the Tatta has got a Sihari on it. And that actually represents the word Murti. Murti can be translated to image, saying the image of that one is timeless, Akaal Moorat. If that one is Akaal Moorat, knowing that, how can it help us to get closer to going to a state, to going to a place beyond time? Guru Nanak Dev Ji tells us that one is Tu Akaal, saying you are beyond time. Tu Akaal Purkh. Purkh we've already translated in our previous video, which means embedded. That even though you are embedded within this creation that is bound to time, just like Guru Sahib Ji tell us in Gurbani that Kaal Akaal Khasam Ka Kina, that this Kaal, this time has been created by Akaal, the one that is beyond time. So Kaal Akaal Khasam Ka Kina. Khasam is another name for God. Kina means has been done. So Kaal has been created. This time has been created by Akaal, the one that is timeless. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, Tu Akaal, you are beyond time, but you are Purkh. You are also embedded in this creation that is bound to time. Even though you are in it, you are beyond time. Tu Akaal Purkh. And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Nahi Sir Kala. And those of you that are familiar with Punjabi will know this saying. This translates to Nahi Sir Kala, Sir meaning our head, meaning that on top of your head, there is no Kala, meaning there is no time, there is no death for you. And in Punjabi we say, Dekho, ode sir upar ta maut khadi a. We often use these type of terms saying, oh look, there's death standing above the head of that person. But there is no death standing above the head of that one. Meaning, for that one, there is only the now. There is no past for that one. Guru Nanak Dev Ji again tells us that Sahib Mera Neet Nava, that my Sahib, my Vaheguru, that God is Neet Nava. Nava means new. Neet means in every moment. So for God, there is only this moment. There is no that moment or this. There is only this moment for that one. There is only the now. Sahib Mera Neet Nava. Sada Sada Datar. That one is always forever the giver. When? In this moment. What does that mean? For us, a lot of our life is lived based on the past. A lot of our life is constantly caught up thinking about the past, making decisions bound to the past, treating people bound to the past. But what does it mean for that one to be new? What does it mean for that one to be beyond time? Let's phrase it like this. When that one looks at us, that one looks at us in this very moment, in the now, because there is only the now for that one. So often we think that God is going to look at all my past account. God is going to take into account everything that I've done in the past. So it doesn't matter where I am in this moment, because what matters is what I've done in the past. And that's far from the truth when it comes to Akaal Moorat. Because Akaal Moorat means God takes us for this moment, takes us for now. So whatever we are in this moment, that's what God sees us for, because God is now. Sometimes that can be very difficult for us to get our head round. But the Guru is telling us very clearly, Sahib mera neet nava, sada sada datar. That sada in every moment, that one gives us, gives us, provides to us, bound to that moment, only to that moment. So then a question comes, what about if I've done something in the past? Does it mean that it's irrelevant, that I don't have to pay for that? So there's two different things here. What many people get confused. We've got this physical realm, which is bound to time. So meaning, if I've done something in the past, let's take a very simple example. So I may have eaten a certain type of food. That food is going to have an impact on my body, whatever that type of food is. Because the Guru also tells us that Ape bij, ape hi kahu. Whatever I sow, I have to reap. So on that physical realm, where that creation is bound to time, like the Guru has told us, that Kaal, Akaal, Kasam ka kina. That Kasam has made this creation bound to time. So that means there is certain things that we have done that we cannot escape. But that doesn't mean that God doesn't take us for now. That realm of the timeless, on a physical level, yes, we have to live with certain decisions and certain things that we've done. There'll be a repercussion for what we've done, what we've eaten. This body has to pay for what it's done and what it's eaten. And that could be, let's take even a few more examples. Let's take an example of, I might have said something to someone and now I'm no longer that person. I've completely surrendered. I've changed my life around. Is God gonna take me for what I said to that person? No, God's gonna take me for what I am now, because Sahib mera neet nava. Because that one is Akaal, is beyond time, takes us for what we are now. But does it mean that person that we said those words to, they are going to forget what we said? Not necessarily. They might, but they might not. Just because God is taking us for what we are now, it doesn't mean that we still don't have to now reap what we have sown. So that person still might come back for us, might do something in retaliation for what we have said to them. But just because they are retaliating, it doesn't mean that God hasn't embraced me for what I am now, because God is now. That's one thing. That's one very important thing for us to take away from this Mool Mantar, that God is now. And that should become our Simran. Our Simran should be Akaal Moorat, that you are timeless. Something that we actually reflect upon and contemplate. So hopefully that's become clear for all of us. So we know now that our body, which is a part of the creation, which we know now that Kaal Akaal Khasam ka Kina Eho Parpanch Bandavan. This Parpanch, this show that has been created, this entire creation, Parpanch, Panch meaning the 5 elements that have been put together to create this show, Bandavan, everything is bound to that. And all of that is bound to time. So this body is also bound to time. So Kabir Ji reminds us that this body is bound to time, saying to us, Pache kachu na hoega, jo sir par aave kaal. Pache meaning when that time comes, kachu na hoega, you're not going to be able to do anything and escape that this body has been made bound to time. When that time comes for you to leave, there's nothing you're going to be able to do, because that's just the way this parpanch, this play has been made for us. That's why the Guru tells us and reminds us that Apine pog poke hoye pasmad paur sadaya, saying that one day this will become a pile of ash. And you're going to have to go with everything that you have, bhog meaning everything that you have done. You will have to take that with you. So, Kabir Ji saying, Kabir Kaal Karanta, that what you thought you will do, Kaal meaning Kalun, tomorrow. Thinking constantly of the future, I've got time. But we don't know when that time for this body is going to come. Kabir Kaal Karanta Abhe Kar. Kabir Ji saying, well, do it Abhe now. Abhe actually here can be translated to today. Saying, let's do that today. But Kabir Ji is saying, actually, well, we don't even know about later on today because this body is bound to time. It's not Akaal, it's bound to Kaal. Kabir Kaal Karanta Abhe Kar, Ab Karta Soe Tal. Tal means instantly. Do it in this very moment. And that means for us embracing that remembrance for God in this very moment, because this body is bound to time. So whatever it is for us, becoming more forgiving, let's not put it off till later. Becoming more loving, let's not put it off till later because this body is bound to time. Let's do that now, because the truth is it's only now that exists. Gobind milne ki eh teri bariya. The Guru says to us that har japdya khin til na ki jai meri jindadiye mat ke jape saho aave ke na aave Ram. We don't know if that next breath is going to come. So whatever we're going to becoming more forgiving. Kabir Ji tells us, Jaha lob tah kaal hai, jeh khima te aap. There is the presence of God in that moment of forgiveness. So if I am to practice that right now, go into that space, then I can be also with Akaal. In this way, when we start acting in the now, and we will start getting closer to the one that is Akaal, to the one that is timeless, because there is no death above the head of that one. There is for this body. So for us, the more we contemplate, the more we go deeper inside of ourselves, we'll start to realize that my Jyot, my Atma, is that soul inside of me, which is a part of that Supreme Soul, is also Akaal, is timeless. And the closer I get to that, which can be done through practices like Je Khima Te Aap, in experiencing the presence of that one in the now through things like forgiveness and letting go, I get closer, and in that way I become timeless too, realizing this soul. Just like Guru Amar Das Ji tell us, Mool pachane ta shaho jane. When I recognize my Mool, my origin, then I go to shaho, then I go to God. And the more, sometimes we panic about time, what's going to happen about tomorrow. Just take a moment and just step away and go deep inside to your Mool, and you'll start to experience the presence of Akaal, of that what you really are, which is timeless, Akaal, Moorat. In that way, we can start to break from the shackles of time and death. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.